I finally made it to the end boss. It's the king. Oh, roly-poly, look out. Ah! Put your shirt back on. You look like Orcosaurus.
I don't want my games to be like movies with interactive button presses.
Howdy folks, and welcome to Being Fun Gaming.
And this is our review of Crossbow Crusade. I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game prior to its release. It was developed by
Huge Pixel
and published by those rascals over at
Chilidog Interactive.
It released onto the Xbox Marketplace May 28th for a price of $4.99. Crossbow Crusade brings a lot of nostalgic feelings for early NES castle crawlers and recent indie entries into the pixel art cult following genre. Imagine a side-scrolling, young, inexperienced, and unskilled Van Helsing and let's lower the resolution to, let's say, 160 by 120. Running at this level of pixelation on modern consoles has become more of a intentional art form rather than a forced media due to a small budget or, let's say, indie developer. The studio has even named themselves appropriately.
Huge Pixel.
By now, you've probably noticed my health bar not being affected by the onslaught of demonic bat bites and disgusting flopping worm spit. That's because this is a Chilidog Interactive title, and they've graciously included their world-famous Chilidog code for God mode. Essentially, at the main menu, you'll input the code on the D-pad. Up, up, down, up, right, left, right, and Y. You'll hear a chime confirming that it worked, then play through the levels normally. Only now you'll have
phenomenal cosmic power!
The gameplay format looks very similar to another recent release of the Luckslinger, which both these games sport a minimal pixelized art style with extremely basic gameplay controls. Although I understand the stripped-down graphic style, I really can't help but compare these games to Atari games of the 1980s, games like Outlaw. Woohoo! Now here's a hot little number. How about we bring this to the 22nd century? Put it on the Xbox Series X. Graphics aside, let's look at the gameplay here. Your character in Crossbow Crusade trudges across the screen in what feels like the default engine speed without much thought to its playability. I quickly noticed the gravitational pull in this game is about twice as strong as you'd find in most side-scrollers. Your character has little to no float to them, and you kind of end up slamming down as quickly as reaching the peak of your jump. It took a small learning curve to anticipate this, and I was quickly able to use it to my advantage as I traversed the short base platforms that litter your path on the way to the end of the level. After about 4 levels of glaring at the TV as my character once again failed to make the perfectly timed jump, which always kind of felt like it was my fault for not timing the jump better, and never due to some overdone character animation. Once I finally started relying on this gameplay element, I was finally able to quickly navigate the levels without much angst at all. And you have one attack style to use throughout the whole game. Oh man, oh, what is it? Oh man, what is it? What's it gonna be? Oh, I wanna know! Oh!
Dad, the game is called Crossbow Crusade. Of course, you use a crossbow.
Okay. Easy joke, I guess. But that's it! Can a guy even get a punch, kick, block anymore?
It's all in the mind if you want to test me.
So, for the majority of the game, you'll slog through this dreary landscape of broken castle walls, lava pits, and repeated enemy types. Although the game adds new enemy types as the levels do progress, they are predictable and fail to add much flavor to an otherwise uninspired game. After completing a few levels, you'll be greeted with the telltale end level boss. which in true stereotypical side-scrolling fashion, these bosses lock you into the room and commence engaging you in one of several bizarre attack patterns which are quickly both learnable and exploitable. Crossbow Crusade also attempts to break up the repeated gameplay by putting you in short mini-level engagements where you're put on a wagon and fly down the road while being attacked by a barrage of enemy types and obstacles that attempt to stop you from furthering the storyline, whatever that may be. The game difficulty ends up being less difficult than what you'd expect from a mid-range Mega Man clone, but can definitely be enough to rub a mid-aged man with only 1 hour game time, or an impatient bang energy drinking ADHD millennial to the state of controller breaking rage fits. Luckily for you, you've got the Chili Dog God Mode code, so what's your problem? Although using God Mode allows you to ignore most of the enemy attacks and just basically guarantees you to win the boss fights, you still will have a basic level of platforming skill to time your jumps and make your arrow shots to progress the levels. The achievements come easy and are scattered across completing 14 levels, like shooting 1,000,000 arrows, collecting 1,000,000 coins, killing like 1,000,000 enemies, and dying, you guessed it, 1,000,000 times. Which basically all comes naturally through your gameplay. The game was easily completable in about an hour, and once you burn through the game, there really isn't a lot here to keep you coming back for another playthrough. Crossbow Crusade was able to keep my attention for a portion of the evening, and I would be lying if I said I didn't groan, laugh, and shake my fist at the TV after mistiming a jump or two into a spike trap that I could see from like a mile away. Once I got past the short learning curve on the controls, blazing my way through the game was an enjoyable experience that earned this game 2.5 beans out of 5. Well, that wraps up this review. We do them every week, covering new and unreleased console indie titles that are either easy achievement and trophy completions, or have really blown our socks off. If you enjoy our humor or just want to watch us make the magic live, join us on Twitch and YouTube Live as we stream the night away. In the meantime, make sure you lightly tap the subscribe button down in the corner to add our weekly videos to your YouTube watch list.
Very nice.
While you're at it, go ahead and hit the notification bell to be alerted when our new videos become available. It's free! And it really helps us get the attention of these developers that think we really need 10,000 subscribers to be worth sending their games out to. Be sure to visit again next week. We'll be covering the new game from Playism, The Mighty Goose. Y'all stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on The Farm.